The Sims series, as the name implies, seeks to be a simulation of modern human life. Okay, I never said it was an accurate simulation. But where exactly do those inaccuracies lie? You know, outside of zombies. It's often said that humans are inherently social creatures. But is that the case for Sims as well? Today we seek to learn the following. Is it possible to beat The Sims 3 without meeting anyone? Before we dive into this challenge, we must define what exactly our goals and limitations are. Let's start with limitations. What I mean by not meeting anyone is keeping this relationship tab empty. If an event that occurs within the game causes someone to find their way into our relationships tab, then we have failed and must revert to a previous save file from before we had forged the relationship. Now, what about our goal? This is The Sims 3. It's a life simulation. Assigning an objective goal to The Sims 3 would be as difficult as assigning an objective goal to real life. That being said, there is one metric that I think could serve as a win condition quite well: the lifetime wish. In The Sims 3, while you're creating a sim, you can give them a lifetime wish, which effectively acts as that sim's ultimate aspiration for their life. If we can achieve our sim's lifetime wish while keeping the relationships tab empty by making not so much as a single acquaintance, I'll count that as a win. Now, let's create a sim. Let's start by deciding on a lifetime wish so we can then mold our sim around achieving said wish. Obviously, there are some of them that are all about interacting with other sims and are therefore completely off the table. These are lifetime wishes like Gold Digger, Heartbreaker, Super Popular, Master Romancer, and Leader of the Pack, among others. Oh, also, I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but I do have every major expansion for The Sims 3, so we've got quite a few options here. We could go for one of the lifetime wishes that has you advance to the top of a career track, like Paranormal Profiteer, Celebrated 5-Star Chef, or Leader of the Free World. The thing is, pursuing these lifetime wishes would require our sim to go out into the world at large on a near daily basis, which sounds a bit risky to me. So instead, maybe we should look at one of these skill-based lifetime wishes, like Renaissance Sim, Visionary, or Perfect Mind, Perfect Body. These seem like the types of lifetime wishes that will be most promising for our purposes, as generally skills can be raised in pure isolation. But which one should we pick? The key in deciding which one to pursue lies in one key fact. We want to remain unemployed. The reasons being twofold. Firstly, as stated previously, if we have a job, then we'll have to leave the house on a near daily basis, which can then expose us to the risk of socializing, which obviously we want to avoid. Secondly, if we aren't dedicating a near majority of our waking hours to a job, then we'll have more time to raise the skills we care about, which can help us get through the challenge quicker. Knowing this, we can narrow our options to lifetime wishes involving skills that can earn us money outside of an official job. So sorry, Perfect Mind, Perfect Body, but as cool as it is to get smart and get swole, powerlifting and playing chess aren't exactly going to pay the bills. So which lifetime wish did we choose? The answer? Illustrious Author. The requirements of this lifetime wish are simple. We just need to reach level 10 of both the painting skill and the writing skill, both of which can easily be practiced within the walls of your own home and have the potential to make a nice stash of simoleons as well. With a lifetime wish determined, meet our sim, Lonely McLonerson. He's a shy, artistic loner who hates the outdoors and is socially awkward. Truly the perfect sim to embark on a life of total isolation. He'll be moving into one of the cheapest houses in Sunset Valley, and while the house he's moving into is already finished, it's not quite ready to enable the antisocial life. Going into buy mode, we can sell the sofa and replace it with a desk, computer, and chair. Then after moving the dresser, we can put an easel in the bedroom. Perfect. Now let's have Lonely McLonerson reach for his aspirations and start painting. Why is there a llama at my door? Oh, it's the university mascot, here to promote Sims University. That's great, but I'm really not interested. I've got a real good feeling that this whole art thing is going to take off. And wait, is that you listed as an acquaintance in my relationships tab, Emist fam? Lonely didn't even answer the door! What is this nonsense? I certainly don't consider everyone who so much as rings my doorbell an acquaintance. But it seems, at least in this case, The Sims 3 does. So that's a challenge failed, then. Well, I mean, maybe not. There are a few things we could try. Let's reset. Alright, so I've gotten Lonely McLonerson's house in order. Now for phase 2. Taxi! Good thing the taxi driver doesn't count as an acquaintance. Anyways, now we're running. Surely, if we aren't even home, we can't possibly meet the llama. What? How? I guess this is what universities spend all their tuition on. Breaking the laws of physics. Come on. Okay, round 3. The last 2 attempts, I was a young adult, exactly the type of person a university's recruitment program would target. Now, what if I'm a middle-aged woman? Ha! Checkmate, Sims University. What? A llama? He's supposed to be dead! Okay, maybe not that extreme, but do you really have nothing better to do? What do you think the conversion rate will be for your physical cold calls to my demographic? Alright, I guess being middle-aged isn't quite enough to deter university recruitment, but surely they won't be after someone who's downright elderly. Oh, come on. What has this world come to? I'd be dead before I finished the degree. Now get off my lawn, you young whippersnapper. Alright, fine then. You leave me no choice. That's right, it's time to abolish higher education. Or, you know, at least uninstall The Sims 3 University Life expansion. Okay, that was a bit less straightforward than I had anticipated. I had to modify directories and the like. If any of you want to try this challenge for yourself, I'll be linking to the guide I used to uninstall University Life in the description. Anyways, with that done, I'd like to return to Lonely McLonerson. But he doesn't exist anymore, so meet Lonely McLonerson II. How does a Lonely II exist when Lonely I was trying to get through life without meeting anyone? Well, he must have really failed. Now as for this new Lonely McLonerson, she's a shy, artistic loner who hates the outdoors and is also a natural cook. I couldn't find socially awkward, it must have been part of the University Life expansion. Now off to life. Our start is basically identical to how it was with Lonely I. Sell couch, buy desk, buy chair, buy computer, buy easel. There is, of course, one key exception. No llama mascots! That means we can actually start Lonely living her life. First thing we have her do is practice writing. While she's doing this, I'd like to discuss one key detail in our settings that should keep Lonely's life considerably more manageable. Lonely has no free will. That means she will never take an action unless we specifically tell her to. This way she won't form any social bonds of her own volition. Also, we've locked the front door to everyone so no Sims can even entertain the idea of coming inside and introducing themselves. Anyways, Lonely's first day in town consists primarily of practicing writing with a bit of needs management like eating thrown in as well. A time machine did spontaneously appear in Lonely's front yard, but we just sold it for 725 simoleons before it could cause any trouble. It's day 2. Today I had Lonely start working on the painting skill by painting. She also started writing her first book. By the end of the day, her painting skill sits at 1, and her writing skill is already all the way up to level 4. It's day 3, and I guess all the writing she's been doing on previous days is catching up to her. It's time she had some fun. To fulfill this need, I just have her play some Tony Hawk's on the computer. Today is also the first day that her home has required some maintenance, in the form of unclogging a toilet. Most of her skill building today has been in the form of painting, and I also tried to sell the newspapers in front of her house, but to no avail. Day 4 has more maintenance, more writing, more painting, and some zombies, which luckily aren't trying to eat Lonely's brain, and even more luckily aren't trying to introduce themselves to Lonely. Day 5 brings with it a bill. To pay said bill, Lonely must brave the outside world to get to her mailbox. Let us hope she can do so without getting stopped on the streets. Later in the day, I got this weird message in the top right of the screen, which I can only describe as gossip, which had me quite worried. But upon further inspection, Lonely still didn't have any acquaintances in her relationship tab, so I guess everything must be fine. Day 6 is by all accounts a pretty normal day for Lonely, ending with her painting skill reaching level 4 and her writing skill at level 5. It's day 7, and despite Lonely being a loner, it seems she's starting to get quite lonely. Or in other words, her social need is getting low. Now this is a puzzle. How do we fill Lonely's social need without interacting with other Sims? Perhaps chatting with someone online won't make Lonely add them to her relationship tab? Drats, no such luck. Well, no matter, what's the worst that could happen because of a fully depleted social need? It's day 8, and Lonely is desolate, sick, and therefore depressed. In such a state, it's hard to get her to do anything. And I've read that skills increase slower if a sim is in a bad mood. So we need to find a solution to this. Maybe talking to herself in the mirror will remedy the issue? Nope. Okay, what about talking on the phone? Now, you might think you need friends to talk on the phone, but that would be false. There's nothing stopping you from calling the emergency services. Hello, police. It's good chatting. Okay, so the police showed up and I was fined 500 simoleons. Luckily, Lonely was able to avoid actually meeting the police officer. Unluckily, calling the police hasn't actually filled Lonely's social need at all. So, is Lonely resigned to living the rest of her life in misery on account of not being able to raise her social need? Perhaps not. Because here's the thing, chatting online may lead a sim to meet another sim, but it took about 45 minutes before that happened. So what if we allowed Lonely to chat online, but made sure to cancel the action before we reached that roughly 45 minutes number? Success, that's what! Using such a tactic, we can safely raise Lonely's social need without adding any Sims to the Relationships tab. Everything falls more or less into routine until we reach day 12, during which Lonely got an opportunity to go to an art gallery, which, should she pursue it, she should get a higher painting skill. And so, Lonely risked it all, went out into the world, and viewed this gallery. And everything worked out fine. By the end of day 12, both her writing and painting skills are at level 6. It's the end of day 15, and Lonely's skills have gotten to painting level 6 and writing level 7. This slow progress is starting to get a bit annoying. I know, let's use some lifetime happiness points to buy a lifetime reward. I think Evolve These Fast Learner, which does exactly what it says on the tin, is the best option. Day 19 is apparently Lonely's birthday! Hooray! Now she's a full-on adult who wears her hair down and is having a midlife crisis. You want to move to a new house. As if. I think I'll be ignoring the midlife crisis. Lonely just keeps living her typical life all the way until day 30. For today is the day she finally reaches writing skill level 10. That's half of our victory locked in. Now all that remains is to get the painting skill to level 10. It's currently at level 9. It's been a while, so Lonely has acquired quite a bit of lifetime happiness points to spend. This time let's go for the steel bladder lifetime reward, because why not? And what the heck, why not get Dirt Defiant as well? Day 33. Lonely's done it. She's gotten the painting skill to level 10, which means she has achieved her lifetime wish of becoming an illustrious author. All this done without adding a single sim to her relationships tab. So yes, it is possible to beat The Sims 3 without meeting anyone. Now, if you're trying to beat real life without meeting anyone, might I suggest one of my other challenge videos to help you pass the time in isolation? You could also anonymously chat over the internet in the comments to help fill your social need. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you can access more entertainment more easily in the future. Anyways, best of luck to you in that endeavor, and until next time, I've been CMeeCraft, and it's really about time I go out and hit the bricks. Goodbye.